Welcome to the Missionary Stories. In the Missionary Stories, we get to tell you about stories of God's people on the field, whether they are doing it as missionaries or mobilizers, whether they are doing it as people in prayer or any other form in which they participate in the Great Commission. We get to let you know their story. We tell you stories of those in the past, those in the present, and I'm sure we'll tell you about those that will be coming in the future. My name is Dennis Kitonga. Welcome to Missionary Stories. So today is one of those very special days when we don't just tell you the story, we get the owners of the story to tell you the story. I have today with me very good friends that I'm going to give a chance to introduce themselves to you. Let's start with my brother.
Thank you so much, Dennis, for having us in the show. We are very grateful. My name is Patrick Njuguna. I'm a disciple of Jesus, a husband and a father, and I'm with my wife.
Yes, and I'm Debby Njuguna. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having us, Dennis.
All right.
Yeah, we're looking forward.
Karibuni sana. Yes, so right there on the comments, you can get to talk to us about what you think about them. Maybe you know them from some place. It would be nice to hear what you know about them. But now that you may not know them, let me give them an opportunity to tell us about themselves. So we know your names, Debby and Patrick.
Yes.
Tell us more about you. What do you do? What is it that occupies your day to day? Or like, what do you do?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that question.
Mm.
So we are mission mobilizers. We are involved in the ministry of mission mobilization. We serve with an organization called Mission Campaign Network, an organization that exists to help believers understand the mission of God and find their meaningful place in it.
Yeah, so that's essentially what we do.
Okay.
Both of us are involved in mission mobilization,
Mm-hmm.
creating awareness, telling people what exactly is God's mission. God is on a mission, and what does He do?
Mm-hmm.
And He calls us to be on mission with Him. So that's essentially what we are involved in.
Okay.
Together, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you are telling me already about mobilization.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's someone who is asking, what is mobilization?
Mm-hmm.
Could you get a little deeper into that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And allow me to read this definition because it's a fantastic definition. It paints the picture of what mission mobilization is.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Larry Risa, and he says mission mobilization is teaching believers in a local church to understand God's global plan, motivating them to loving response to God's world, and providing opportunities for them to use their gifts, abilities, and resources individually and corporately to accomplish His global plan. So essentially, so that's what mission mobilization is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very mouthful of
It's a mouthful.
definition.
It's a very mouthful, yes.
Yeah. So just to build on that, so mission mobilization is a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And this journey involves helping believers to be in a place whereby they are on mission with God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Yes. So journeying with them from a point of where a believer has no knowledge of God's purpose or God's mission to a point whereby they have a clear understanding of what God is doing in this world today, and they are taking practical steps to be involved in what God is doing. So that journey, it's part of mission mobilization.
Yeah. And maybe to add on, God has given us gifts and skills and talents, each and every one of us. And so God is calling each and every one of us to walk with Him on mission with Him.
Yes.
Because He is on a mission to draw mankind to Himself, men from every tribe, every nation, every tongue, to Himself. And so He calls us to bring on our gifts, our talents, and our everything to walk with Him. So that's essentially what mobilization is. So we help people move from that point of little to no understanding of what God is doing in terms of God's mission to a place of understanding and committing to play a part in God's mission.
All right. So essentially what I'm hearing is that mobilization is like a campaign or a sensitization. this is what God is up to. Get to know it. And this is how He would want you to plug in. Or these are some of the options in which you can actually plug in to that work.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. And let me add something. Steve Hawthorne said, and allow me to read. He says, while it is the nature of the church to be on mission with God, it is rarely, if ever, natural and automatic that Christians venture into costly mission endeavor without the teaching, challenge, counsel, and encouragement of other Christians. So what Steve says here is that, it is the nature of the church to be on mission with God, but that does not come out automatically. So there's involvement of other believers who are coming alongside, one believer coming alongside other believers. And, in the ministry of teaching, challenging, counseling, and even encouraging people to be involved more practically and more meaningfully in what God is calling them to be involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. As you're talking, I got this verse come to mind. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25, talking about spurring one another on towards good deeds, even as we see the day of Christ approaching. And somehow I'm thinking this has to do, mobilization has to do with that kind of thing.
Sure.
We are spurring one another on towards good deeds.
Yeah.
Even as we see Christ coming, getting closer and closer.
Sure.
But someone may be curious. You guys are looking like unasema kitu anaongeza, anasema unaongeza. So it's like you're complementing each other so well. Did you kind of picky ponky, or how did you end up getting together? People that are speaking the same kind of things, perspectives. It doesn't just happen. How did it happen?
We have been baked from the same pot.
Tell us about that pot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thank God for my wife.
Yes.
Because God is faithful. I remember in my waiting period because I cleared school and then I joined a mission campaign network through the mission school, and later, joined in as a staff. And in that period of waiting, one of the things I was trusting God for is God to bring alongside someone whom we can work together, someone whom we can, just serve Him together. And in the process of waiting,
I came along.
Exactly. She came along, and it was beautiful because I remember one of the things, or one of the, I'm looking for the right word, but one of the, thank you. One of the desires that I had
Very good
was,
yeah.
Somebody who is passionate about mobilization. And I remember when I got to hear that she's passionate about mobilization, it just clicked like that.
Yes.
And I said, this is the one.
Wow.
Yes. So I don't know if she's handy. She can.
Yeah, I mean, God writes our stories so beautifully. There's no way we could come up with this. And so we met in 2019. I cleared myself. I cleared school.
Yes.
And then I really desired more training. I had been involved previously in discipleship, leadership, but I felt like I needed more. And so that's how I ended up in mission school, the one that he has talked about, by Mission Campaign Network. Mission Campaign Network is the organization we serve with.
Yes.
So I ended up in mission school. That's 2019. That is where I met him. Yeah, although that was just basic meeting, knowing he's a staff. By that time, he was already a staff of the organization. Yeah, so we just got to know each other on that basic level. But later on in 2021 is when God now opened our eyes to each other and realized, this young lad here is actually not taken.
And there's a point where normally we assume the beautiful ones are already taken. The handsome ones are already taken.
God.
So I like that you're bringing in that issue. Oh,
Yeah.
this guy is not taken.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was just beautiful how God opened our eyes
Yes.
to each other, and from then on our story continued to build, and we got to know each other very intentionally. Kind of like Godspeed as
Yes.
it would be.
Yes.
That 2021,
Mhm.
and then he proposed that 2021 May, got married 2022 April.
So that's like a year.
Roughly an year and a few months. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now that we are speaking about or talking about issues of marriage and ministry, is it a requirement? Like, why is it that you would be keen on someone who shares that? Um, what is it? What is the big deal? What is the big deal about you thinking, God, give me someone who can do this, who can do that? Yeah, is there a relationship between your serving and the spouse you finally get?
Wow, that's a good question because I had an understanding
Yes.
of what God had called me to do, and I desired to serve God. I mean, the rest of my life, and for now it's mobilization. And so the reality that someone I get married to can either help me to pursue God's desire for me or God's plan for me or dissuade me, that really was the basis for that. That's why I was really desiring God to give me somebody we can serve together, because I didn't want to have somebody who will come along and then, in a sense, because of the dynamics of marriage and because of how marriage is,
Yes.
somebody who would, in a sense, cause me to move out of the path that God had called me to. So that doesn't mean that that will be the case for all the couples where
Yes.
both of them are serving together. But I believe fundamentally there is that bit of that both couples, or rather the couple understands, or both partners understand fundamentally that God has called us to serve Him, and we are committed to this. The expressions might be different, but both of us are called, and we want to serve God with our lives and with everything that He gives us. Now, for me, it was more of, because I knew I'm doing this for the long haul. Really, I was desiring somebody who we can walk this journey all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe to add on that, Catherine Kuhlman, I believe she was a missionary to India,
Yes.
says that many people, when they are younger, desire to be a missionary, to serve God. But then later in life, they look back and regret because, I got married, or, my parents dissuaded me. And I think that really underlines why the choice of a partner is really important. The kind of partner you choose to do life with.
Yeah.
They buy into the vision that you have, and the vision that you both share, and you can both advance and serve God together. Yeah.
Maybe a point of correction. It's not. It's Isobel Kuhn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
Isobel
yes,
Kuhn.
Isobel
Oh,
Kuhn,
yeah.
yeah.
Catherine Kuhn.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So you have it. Marriage, ministry matters, or marriage and ministry. That is quite something to think about. And as we can see them here, they are doing quite a good job at supporting each other. And I like that you have emphasized that it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So that now we can say now you're very compatible. It doesn't mean that he's a pastor, therefore she should be a pastor. It just means that there's a certain level of agreement on perspectives that is needed for you to be able to really operate together and gel together, even in the ministry.
That's very true.
Well, for matters marriage and ministry, we'll come to a session on that, but at least we have a snippet. Yeah. So what challenges and opportunities do you guys find in the mobilization enterprise of the Great Commission? Yeah. So I don't know who is ready to start. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start and then she can share the next one.
Mhm.
Um, when you look at mobilization, is um, it's kind of a ministry where we are calling people to a higher commitment because we mobilize believers. Okay, we mobilize believers to be on mission with God.
Yeah.
And when you look at the current state of the church, when we're having a lot of prosperity preaching, a lot of preaching that is focused on self,
Mhm.
preaching that is very self-centered,
Mhm.
and the kind of gospel that is not God-centered in a sense.
Mhm.
So mobilization calls people to a higher commitment, calls people to give themselves entirely to God because God is on a mission
Mhm.
and He has invited His church to be on mission with Him. Uh, Let me use this word that God has, the church for His mission
Mhm.
because the reason why the church exists essentially is to serve God's mission.
Mhm.
Yeah, so because of that nature of mobilization ministry, so we find that people tend to pull back a bit
Mhm.
because you're telling somebody now your life, your entire life
Mhm.
is to serve God in
Yes.
this sense that you are on mission with God.
Mhm.
Whether you're in the marketplace, you're on mission with your family, you're on mission with your finances,
Mhm.
you're on mission wholesomely,
Yes.
that you're not reserving anything, so that we are obeying the Lord
Yes.
in this journey. So that's one of the challenges. So that as you're challenging people to follow God on mission, and people are saying, okay, so you're saying that I need to live this way, and when you look at it, it's actually what we have been invited
Mhm.
as disciples of Jesus,
Mhm.
because He said, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you.
Yes.
All right, but because the narrative that is going along, it's a half gospel per se.
Mhm.
All right, but mobilization is more of pointing people and helping people to see, hey, we've been invited to obey the whole counsel
Yes.
of Jesus Christ, and so it's unsettling in its nature, and so definitely that's a challenge, especially as we want people to be involved. People will be a little bit laid back, and they don't want to be so much involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe before Debbie chimes in, I have remembered as you're talking about, I don't know whether it's Don Richardson that talks about the half covenant Messiah compared to full covenant,
Yeah.
where we're talking about the Messiah only coming for, you
The
see, the
Jews.
Jews, and then the biblical understanding being he's coming for the Jews and the Gentiles. And I got that because of what you talked about. Sometimes us thinking about the Great Commission only partly and not going to the whole throttle of the same. Yes, and that's a very critical part of the Great Commission and of mobilization, helping the believer get to understand that it's not just part of the Great Commission, it's the whole of it that we must concern ourselves with. All right,
Exactly.
Debbie.
Yeah, so the other challenge I talk about is contextual realities.
Mm.
We live in a context of we've been raised in families where people have expectations. So as your parents are raising you, they have expectations that once you're done with school, there's there's already a pattern that has been set for us. And so when we are mobilizing, we encounter people who really struggle with the idea of, God is calling them to a certain kind of life other than the norm. And so they really have to battle within and even sometimes with the family, the community around them. So that is usually quite a challenge for people as they hear God, as they follow God, as they listen to His voice. So it can be a challenge for them
Yes.
internally to now, align themselves to God's will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
just to add there, even when you think of a local church, um, when we are journeying with local churches, our
Yes.
desire is to see that they are embracing the mission of God.
Yes.
And the mission of God, that would mean
Mhm.
that they are involving themselves in what is happening within their locality,
Yes.
but also they are looking beyond.
Mhm.
So that they are thinking about discipleship, how do we evangelize our neighborhood?
Mhm.
But beyond that, they're
Yes.
thinking they need to think about how can we be a blessing to people who have never heard about Jesus,
Mhm.
who are within our context and who are outside of our context.
Mhm.
So, such a challenge is unsettling in this sense that now we are challenging a local church to start thinking about how can you pray for the people who have least access to the gospel?
Yes.
How can you support work that is already happening there? So, and when the issue of finances comes in, and we have enough needs in our neighborhood.
Yes.
So why should we think about people who are not within our context? Maybe this is for others to think about that.
Yes.
So you see, such a challenge to a local church, it will be, they will be a bit hesitant because there's a feeling that we have enough needs.
Mm.
So you're calling us to think about people who are not within our environment, who are outside there, and we need to, maybe send missionaries to them, or support the work that is happening them.
Yes.
So there's kind of, hesitancy to say to get involved.
Yes.
But we are grateful to God that He's doing something.
Okay.
He's doing something. There is an awakening that is happening as we continue with mission mobilization.
Amen. Wow, that's amazing. So there are challenges and opportunities still.
Yes.
And my prayer is that as we have this conversation, even for people in the local church, there is that understanding that mobilizers are coming in as partners rather than people that are, a competition or a threat. Because traditionally, sometimes there are people who think that when we are coming to talk about missions, we are trying to rob away members, or we are trying to talk members into changing from doing what you know them to be doing to doing something different. But in mobilization, we are really looking at getting this person to understand the vision of God, having them to buy that vision and to plug into that vision. And they may not even need to change where they are. They may just need to get that perspective loaded into their major perspective of understanding of Christianity and the faith, so that they can have the Great Commission vision as part of their life. Right. Maybe as we head to a close, you could tell us how can one get involved? And maybe as you talk about that, what are the tools available that can help someone get equipped as a mobilizer? So that someone may be asking, okay, how did you get doing that? How is it possible? Did you just find yourself doing it? So are there tools that are available, and how can someone get involved in the mobilization enterprise?
Okay.
Yeah.
Debbie, kind of thinking about that. I wanted to, you asked about opportunities.
Yes.
I think it's good to answer that.
Yes.
So there are huge opportunities. And one of the opportunities, which is quite exciting, is when you look at our continent, Africa, we have the highest population of Christians at the moment.
Yes.
And when you come to our country, Kenya, we have, the highest number of evangelical Christians per capita. Over 20 million evangelical Christians in Kenya.
Yes.
So that means that there's a huge potential for us as a country to be, involved in the mission of God in very massive ways. Because when you think about it, somebody said that we keep praying that the workers are few, but the harvest is plenty, but the workers are few.
Yes.
And this person was saying, but the churches are full. Where what is the issue?
What is
Okay.
the
Yes, the workers are few,
discrepancy from
but the churches are full. When you think about that in our context, we have a huge number of evangelical Christians in our context. So this is an opportunity because we still have 20 unreached people groups in our country, 20 communities who have least access to the gospel. So who is going to reach them with the gospel? Should we wait for people from outside to come in and engage them with the gospel? I don't think so, because as a church, we have the capacity to reach them. We have the capacity to send missionaries. We have the capacity to send, workers, cross-cultural workers to go and work among them. So we have the capacity to do quite a lot in this 21st century. There is a lot that we can do, so that in years to come, we will not be talking about we have 20 communities who have least access to the gospel. So for that to happen, then we need to mobilize these 20 million evangelical Christians to be on mission with God. There's something that is happening, and there's a very small percentage of Christians who are working or serving God cross-culturally. So the desire is to see that the whole church is on mission with God. And if that was the case, maybe even in 10 years, we'll be saying that there is no community in Kenya that has least access to the gospel. Yeah, so there's a huge potential, which is an opportunity, and we're excited about that. And that's now how the mobilization comes. If you remember the comment I made said by Steve Hawthorne, that it's not natural for us to be on mission with God. So there's need for somebody to come and inspire us, challenge us, encourage us, and that's what needs to happen to see the entire church in Kenya being on mission with God.
Amen.
Yeah, sure. And maybe to add on that, the another opportunity that really is presented to us is Kenya is quite strategic. The location of Kenya to the Horn of Africa. The Horn of Africa has closed countries close to the gospel that are not open. But the fact that Kenya has the most evangelicals per capita gives us an upper hand that we can reach out to our neighbors in the Horn of Africa. So that gives us quite a good opportunity as well. So if Kenyans will be mobilized, then we will be able to reach out rather than people traveling miles and miles to come and reach to our neighbors. So we could share the love to the neighbors around us.
Wow, amazing.
Wow, so you had asked about tools that are available to just help believers understand the mission of God and find their meaningful place. So I'm just going to highlight a number of them, and I believe our listeners will be able to just get to learn about these tools, and hopefully they can be on the lookout when some of these courses are done. So one of the tools that we use as an organization is called the Kairos course. Yes, it's called the Kairos course. It's a mission awareness course that really help believers to understand what does God say about mission in His Word, and how His world is at the moment, who have been reached with the gospel and who are yet to be reached with the gospel. And also we look at strategic concern of mission, and also the cultural dynamics of missions. So Kairos course is one of the tools that it's a short course that goes for, it has 9 sessions, and that would really help a believer to be in a position that they have understood clearly about the mission of God. But also we have a perspectives course, which is an extensive in terms of it's a more educational, but it's good in terms of helping somebody understand the mission of God. Really good.
Yeah. So besides the ones he has mentioned, we also have the Empower to Influence course, which is a course for people in the marketplace. Like we say, we mobilize believers. We do not specifically, we desire to mobilize believers across the board, even in the marketplace, because people in the marketplace have a part to play in the Great Commission. So Empower to Influence is empowering the people in the marketplace to influence the people around them. People in the marketplace have a very strategic place in the work that they do.
Yes.
such that they interact with people that they may never go to a church, they may never visit a church, but the people around them, they can influence them for Christ. And so that's the Empowered to Influence course. We have a variety of other courses, but I would also love to talk about our programs.
Yes.
So apart from that which I've mentioned, we have a variety of other courses, and we also have two programs, the Voice of Truth program and Angaza Mission School, which both of us have gone through. So the Voice of Truth program and Angaza are usually tailored for college and campus leavers. And so these two programs help to raise laborers, because at the end of the day, we really desire to raise laborers as well, people who will go to the mission field, people who will go to the marketplace equipped. Yeah, so those are the programs that we have for
Amazing.
organizing.
Awesome. Right, my viewers, so today you have gotten to understand mobilization, and you have gotten to see and hear from people that are doing it. So now you have an understanding of it in practice, but also you've learned about what you can do and tools that are available to you for you to become one of them. And so to close the session, we're going to have a parting shot, very short, in 30 seconds or so, from our guests today. Let me start with Debbie, and then we go to Patrick.
Yeah, so God is on mission. Are you? Yeah, so God is on mission. Are you on mission with God?
Right?
Someone said that if you want to be meaningfully involved in God's mission in your generation, then you need to have a clear understanding of that mission. And mobilization is the ministry that really walks you in that process of understanding God's mission and finding your place in it. So, God is on mission. Are you on mission with Him? Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Patrick and Debbie, for joining us today
Thank you for having
for
us.
Mission Stories.
Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. And thank you so much, viewer, for listening in and taking time. I hope you have been enlightened. Again, we will be back here for the same stories over and over again, but from different people and different practices. Karibu sana. We're looking forward.